course.
Alright, so Star Wars. I need you to convince me why I should care about it.
Well, in general, I don't think you
Actually,
should
before
care
we
about
start,
it.
I think we need to set the scene. Because keep in mind, we've been talking about this, but the 5 people who watch this channel don't know what we're talking about. So,
Alright, so let's just set up like we just joined the call.
Star Wars
Hey.
is an abomination of a franchise.
Okay, not an
Absolute
abomination. That's not
Frankenstein's
gold.
monster of
Okay.
corporate nostalgia and genuine good ideas, tangled together in a freakish comedy.
Don't forget the Lando show.
Oh yeah, that's like definitely coming out. And,
Wait, it got
and Ryan Johnson's trilogy.
that Ryan Johnson trilogy got canceled a long time ago.
That's okay. Ryan Johnson trilogy cancelled is genuinely the biggest L in Star Wars history.
No, he's the one who didn't want to do it anymore.
Mm.
Which is pretty weird.
It's still,
I think, by the way, I could be wrong about this, but it's just what I heard. I don't think they'd lie. But I could do more research on my own, though. But let me take a look here. Oh, no, not canceled, but put on hold indefinitely. It's probably basically Disney's way of saying canceled.
yeah. But yeah, so in 2019, this film called The Rise of Skywalker comes out. It's not controversial at all, and everyone likes it, right? But more importantly, The Rise of Skywalker brings an end to the Skywalker saga. Now, we didn't really have any ideas of what Disney's plans were for Star Wars at the time, other than Mandalore. Clarify that. But Litman,
No, it looks like a CW
what were your
show, so you
thoughts
don't
on it? Did you watch it?
Yes, I did watch it.
What did you
I
think?
thought Obi-Wan's character was a pretty interesting way to take his story. It's kind of like a Luke the Last Jedi parallel in a sense. Main problems though is that Obi-Wan with going to a different planet to be with baby Leia while we watch these CW looking adventures did not like sting to me like this was needed at all. Why did we need that awful chase? I'm sure you guys all seen it. It looks
I've
like
seen
I
it.
directed it. It's
Goofy-
horrible.
Goofy R scene.
Parody looking, something you've seen Scary Movie. It is so bad.
What makes me mad is
And
just like that Obi-Wan and Vader fight again. Like all of the like impact
God,
of their reunion in Episode 4 has just been completely shadowed over. And like,
yeah,
it's
like
dude, it's so like stupid. I have seen the 2 scenes where they fight, and in both. Okay, so for the first one, you know when like he's like fucking dragging him through the fire and saying, "Do you know how it feels, Obi-Wan?" Like actual Star Wars dialogue.
actually,
Dude, that is something
let
Star Wars theory would write. That there's no way
yeah,
you're about
okay.
to defend this.
Let's get this out of the way. I'm gonna save the second fight for later because that's just a whole different level of bad. But let's talk about this first scene. Borderline Vader was, I think, really well handled at the beginning. I thought it was amazing how Vader was slowly killing everyone in the village, thinking Obi-Wan was gonna come save them. That's how he was gonna come show himself. It's pretty cool, and I thought Vader looked like a horror villain. Honestly, it was nice. Now, when Vader puts Obi-Wan down in the fire and burns him, I don't think there needed to be any dialogue. I would have gotten it. Anyone would have gotten it. But we didn't need to have comic villain being like,
No, you know. It's like actually some like edgy 13-year-old who thinks like every story should end with all the characters dying would write.
It's something that I feel like if you let like a 5-year-old play with his like Lego Darth Vader and Obi-Wan.
It reads like a Lego Ninjago fan fiction.
It reads like any sort of fan fiction written by Reddit. If and more importantly, the fact that Vader and Obi-Wan meet isn't inherently bad,
I think
but
it is.
again, it's like I told you, Questy, when Vader came down there, it started killing all those people thinking Obi-Wan was gonna come save them. And Obi-Wan didn't because he was too scared. I was like, oh shit, that's very interesting for the character. For both of them. But the second fight is when it gets a bit too awful.
There's still more stuff to talk about with the first fight. Like, okay, so after that, I can't remember who saves him. Someone comes and saves him. How does Obi-Wan get saved again? I remember it was really stupid.
So this woman comes and like puts something on the fire, and Obi-Wan survived,
Okay,
and then
but like
she
the question is, why didn't Vader just like force choke her to death? Like, it's so funny. He just like stands there as she saves Obi-Wan. He just stands there like a complete idiot.
Well, if you really want to know the reason, it's because he's in Star Wars: A New Hope,
Yeah.
and
Still, maybe they shouldn't have had these characters reunite.
or maybe there. Look. Let's be real here. Obi-Wan is an interesting character. However, did we really need to make this show take place with him now? How much cooler would it have been maybe if this was like an adventure with him and Qui-Gon or something?
Nah,
I don't.
I think an Obi-Wan show between episodes 3 and 4 is a solid idea. It just shouldn't be like a shoehorned in like Revenge of the Sith nostalgia bait, where it's like, oh hey, we're
Something
gonna
like
completely destroy the impact of Episode 4's Obi-Wan and Vader scene, but at least you'll have some poorly choreographed action moments between them.
And we need to understand in A New Hope, when Vader and Obi-Wan are talking, we as the audience get the sense like, oh, they haven't seen each other in all these years on their fight with Mustafar. Now
Exactly,
instead
yeah,
it's just this
and it's like, oh,
random.
they last saw each other in their like 14-year-olds like fan fiction Reddit moment.
Yeah, it's something again that's only made for people like Star Wars Theory,
Yeah.
who
Okay. As for the second fight, right?
yeah.
I, s-
Now
I-
this
okay,
is a,
I've seen the scene. It's like pretty alright. It's shot like crap. It's shot like crap.
it's shot like complete
But
garbage.
okay, the
Fan
funniest
film
thing I've
level.
seen about it, and like this isn't my take. I stole this from someone on Twitter. So the whole idea of the scene is like Obi-Wan's like horror-filled realization that his brother is dead. Anakin is gone, right?
Mhm.
So why didn't he just kill Vader?
That is something I'm going to touch on right now. But
Right.
before we get to that, there's a little bit before there. For one, I know we just said the shots and the cinematography is bad, but it's like really bad. I'm 99% sure you've
Yeah.
seen that fan film about the New Hope remake fight. It's awful.
Literally that. It's literally.
Yeah.
It's like somehow
Yeah.
a worse looking version of that. Like like okay, complete respect to the people who made it because like it's really technically impressive. But like comparing
Yeah.
it to an actual piece of Star Wars product, obviously, right, it's not gonna look as good because it's fanfic. It's like a fan film. It's operating on like normal people budget and not like massive like studio budget. Somehow the massive studio made something that looks worse.
And let's just be real, that's not how lightsaber fights should look like. I mean,
Yeah, like dude, look at like the Force Awakens like Starkiller base
yeah.
duel or like the Death Star duel in Rise of Skywalker, and then compare it to this like shaky cam, fucking like
Fan
thing that
film.
and it looks like I filmed it in my back garden.
Exactly. It looks like I took an iPhone, started recording with my friends playing lightsaber fight. It's
Okay.
just
Right. I've just realized we've been setting the context for 8 minutes. The point is, Star Wars is not divorcing itself from the Skywalkers. They keep acting like they have, or they acted like they were going to when they said, oh yeah, it's the end of the Skywalker saga. And then after that, ooh, Leia Organa show. Ooh, Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Ooh, show about the Empire. Lando Calrissian, Rey Skywalker. So like, why did you even end the Skywalker saga at that point? Like,
before we answer
I
that
thought we were
question.
going into some bold new era, right? Something really experimental and new after the end of the Skywalker's 40-year-long storied tale. And instead we're going into fucking CW-ass Leia Organa show.
Mhm. Yeah, and just wait, Leia Organa show?
Yeah, okay, like no, it's not like an actual thing, but the actor did say they want to do a show about that, which is like really dumb.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's
even,
continue.
even discounting that, literally, it's all Skywalker stuff. Like, even The Mandalorian had Luke, fucking soulless CG deepfake, walk in and, like, rob everyone of their last stand last minute.
Zombie
We're
Mark
not
Hamill.
talking about Mandalorian, because I will rant about that for hours.
Let's just see what we have upcoming first. Of course, we got that Ahsoka show, which is right around the corner. We got Lando.
Skywalker Saga.
We got that new Rey movie.
Skywalker Saga.
We got Dawn of the Jedi, which is probably the
What is
best.
Dawn of the
I think
Jedi? You need to sell this to me.
It's about the first Jedi who ever came to existence.
That's pretty cool. Okay. That's actually pretty sick.
It's a biblical retelling of the Ten Commandments. So I'm pretty sure it'll be good.
That's genuinely incredibly sick. What they need to do is they need to take that movie and they need to spin it into a saga. Do a new like this is what I've been saying for years. They need to just do a new saga of movies. Set it way back in the past. Have it be completely divorced from the Skywalkers. And like so it's like so far back that like you just can't like kind of predict where things are going, because like the amount of time between like now and say like I don't know, like episode 1 is so like incomprehensible that like you get my point. They need to do something way back in the past, do a new saga, right? That's what I've been saying for years. When's the next saga? What they need to do? That film needs to be the start of it.
Well, yeah, it being a one-off, maybe we could think it has much more potential for that, and let's be real, it does. But we might not be too far off. There are
A New Hope was
Old Republic Star Wars trilogy, so I mean that'll be cool.
I don't want a new Old Republic Star Wars trilogy unless it's like really, really cracked out.
It has nothing to do with the Skywalkers. Exactly what you want.
That's true, but I don't know. Okay. High Republic was their chance to do this. I think High Republic felt so like new and like elegant and like super well designed. They should have just like not have it be leading directly into Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't do like all the Acolyte and like how it leads into the Phantom Menace. I don't want to see how it leads into the Phantom Menace.
The Acolyte does not lead into the Phantom Menace.
It does. It's like about like the Sith.
Yeah, it's about the Sith.
It's about the Sith at the end of the High Republic era, which leads us into the prequel era of the Republic.
Again, then the only era
that's going to result in Darth Plagueis, Emperor Palpatine.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying, but if
or some shit.
Let's look at other projects here. Let's look at the games that we have coming up.
I'm not looking at the games. Like, I think games are cool, but like, I go to Star Wars to like sit and watch it.
I understand that, but we could still acknowledge them to see what exactly Disney is doing.
It's the same argument as being like, oh, there's no new Halo stories happening. It's like, yes, there is. Look, it's the books.
Not exactly true, because again, we should be at least seeing what Disney's willing to spend their time on.
True.
And when we look at it that way, okay, we got Star Wars Outlaws. But don't worry, instead of A New Hope in between... instead of Episode 3 in between Episode 4, we have Episode 5 in between Episode 6.
Oh, so it's another Skywalker saga-based game. Lovely.
Look, if Luke gets a cameo, let's be real, probably.
He will. They'll get...
Yeah,
Did you remember in Jedi Fallen Order when they had, like, Darth Vader at the end with, like, the really crappy PS4 graphics?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, his helmet was just, like, matte black.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Jedi Survivor has Boba Fett and Darth Vader.
No way.
Yeah. But that's not... Look, it really does feel like Star Wars is getting made by Star Wars theory people now. And I really hate saying that, because Rian Johnson, talented.
Okay, do you remember, like, 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, when like, a new Star Wars thing came out, it was, like, a worldwide event. Star Wars is such like a rare, amazing oddity that people would flock just because it's Star Wars. It's like, oh my god, there's new Star Wars. Like literally, between like original trilogy and prequel trilogy was like 20 years. Between prequels and sequels, I think was like 15, something like that. Like, Star Wars releasing felt like an event, and Disney have somehow managed to give like a new piece of Star Wars content the level of like prestige that like an MCU movie release has.
That's very unfortunate and
depressing, because like Star Wars used to be like this actual miracle. Like it felt like Christmas. If they took it from that and turned it into like a soulless production line conveyor belt like slop factory.
I'm 99% sure you remember back in 2015 when The Force Awakens was coming out.
By the way, just so everyone on the channel knows now, Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie. Okay, go on.
I'm 99% sure you remember back when in 2015 The Force Awakens was coming out. We got Kylo Ren everywhere, his new cross guard everywhere. You can't look without seeing that movie.
It was such a big deal. I remember literally I was sitting in religion class and people were people across the table from me were talking about how Han Solo died.
Very stuff like that. But the problem is no one cares anymore.
Star Wars from being a cultural event to like a box to check on Disney Plus's schedule.
People will blame The Last Jedi saying it killed the franchise, but
Disney's aggressive milking of the franchise and refusal to do anything new is what's put it in the position it's in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, let's look at Obi-Wan
By the way,
Kenobi.
Star Wars movies are mid, but you can't deny that they had like big
We're
events when they came
recording
out.
Friends, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, really? Say that I pop in like halfway into it and just with no explanation.
No, it's like we're not.
No, he was
I'm
here the
not
whole
in
time,
it,
guys.
just popping in.
Now,
But JD, just to quickly fill you in on what we're talking about, Star Wars is rapidly declining and refuses to like move away from the Skywalkers, and it went from being a massive cultural event to being like fucking nothing.
Okay, can I speak? Can I say something then? Okay.
before we
Now,
do that,
now, no one your audience doesn't know my opinions on Star Wars. So to quickly summarize, I don't like the brand. I think a majority of the movies suck. I think they're bad, and there's only one thing I was attached. Well, still am in a way attached to.
The Clone Wars, bro.
The Clone Wars, right?
Mhm.
But the fact that Ahsoka has showed up in literally everything has made me go from loving her character to just I cannot fucking tolerate her anymore.
Ahsoka, man. Like, dude,
But-
okay, what I will never get over is that Dave Filoni introduced time travel into one of the most iconic IPs in like human history. So his
That had nothing to do.
fucking Star Wars OC didn't have to die.
I think it was like here's the thing. I think I would have preferred if like Ahsoka had died fighting Vader. But like then that was like years before the Ahsoka milking started. So I was like, okay, that's a worse ending, but it's still serviceable,
He
right?
introduced time travel to save one character.
It is very, very stupid. Especially considering it's like we were just talking about.
But
Star
Dave Filoni is the peak of Star Wars creatives.
Like I will like that like fucking world between world scene is cool when like Palpatine tries to reach for it.
It's cool, but like when you like think about it, it's like, dude, he introduced like time travel.
I feel like it's a bit of a hindsight situation where like if that never happened, we wouldn't have Ahsoka milking.
Yeah, that too.
Let's be real here, though. It's what we were just talking about. We went to Star Wars being this huge cinematic event, billion on the box office, to now getting a Star Wars CW. If
It's so sad.
there is a downgrade, and it is sad because it used to be one of the most special, I'd say, IPs, and now
It's so like strange how it I vividly remember. Like I haven't like there's never been a time where I was really into Star Wars, but there was a time where like just the fucking trailer coming out was like such big news that it reached me and I like heard about it so many times, right?
Mhm.
And then now it's just kind of like, oh, there's another Star Wars project. Time to ignore it. I guess.
They're milking Star Wars again.
But again, there's
Here's the
ways.
thing. It would have been fine if, like, I think the thing is, like, it's all like shitty, like CW tier shows. It's not even like if it was a big cinematic movie. If it was a big cinematic movie that was like doing something different, like even if there was like a bunch, maybe I don't know.
That's literally what they'd need to do. That's what I've been saying, JD. After Rise of Skywalker, they should have said, fuck Mandalorian, fuck Cassian Andor, even though I hear that show's really good.
It is really good. It is.
Fuck Lando, fuck Obi-Wan, fuck like X like 40-year-old washed up Star Wars idea here. Go so far back, so to like an incomprehensible level of time between.
Or so far forward.
No, I don't think they should do it so far forward. I think the Skywalker saga should always be like the be-all end-all. So I think the route
Let's
here
be
is
real
to go
here,
back
though.
into the past.
There are
So
the thing is they
far
have
to where
options.
it's like, oh, it's in the past, it doesn't matter. Not like that. So far to where it's like, it's so far in the past that like we can't use these movies to predict where it's going.
Like I just said, an Old Republic trilogy would be really good. It would give us a brand new set of characters. It can't involve anything because the Old Republic's like what 5,000 years before the prequels. There needs to be something like that, which is why I support Dawn of the Jedi so much. It's just like
the Jedi, JD. Did Letman tell you about this?
What?
Man,
I
summarize
have.
Dawn of the Jedi to him real quick. It genuinely sounds really dope.
So it's about the first Jedi, whoever came, and it's like this biblical Ten Commandments story about the first Jedi, how he showed the Force to the world.
That's
And
genuinely dope. I did not know about this before we started like recording, and it genuinely sounds like fucking awesome.
Is it like a fan project or something?
No, it's like a
no,
actual one.
it's made by Disney, just a normal Star Wars movie.
I love how you had to ask that. It just sounds like too good for them to make.
It does.
Yeah, the general direction they've been taking. Like, there's no way they do something without Luke or Ahsoka at this point.
They'll find a way to shove like the super.
No!
No, dude. They'll find a way to put like Yoda's 3-week-old fetus into the movie.
No, I just had like the worst premonition, alright? So you know how we mentioned the world between worlds earlier?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They'll use that to introduce time travel and go far into the future.
He's there, and then Ahsoka cameos, and then Luke comes and he says, "You're breathtaking, Reddit 100." And then Darth Vader is like,
And don't forget that
a
they
bunch of people.
just like your father to make all those people happy.
Oh my god, that's so wholesome. I love that scene in Mandalorian season 2 where they recreated Vader's bloody massacre with Luke, and we were meant to take it as a. God, I hate that show. Anyways,
guys, again, let's also. It's a very interesting topic. Everyone thought the Mandalorian was, oh my gosh, it's gonna say Star Wars. The Rise of Skywalker sucked. This is Star Wars now. Look what happened to season 3. No one cared. Not a single.
it literally just came and went. Like Mandalorian
Literally.
season 3 was their bread and butter moment. Like Mandalorian is like the one Star Wars thing people ubiquitously agree is good, even if season 2 sucked, right? Season 2 wasn't even that bad. I say it sucked, and I hate so much about it, but there's also so much I genuinely like.
Maybe it's really only
It
the
was
last.
just like aggressively mid more than anything.
Yeah.
But like Mandalorian season 3 was like the one thing, if they had good word of mouth, would be like a huge deal, and they somehow screwed it up.
I mean, they basically told us not to care about it. Why should we?
I think what's funny is that they made fucking Bo-Katan one of the main characters, and I'm like, she's a terrorist in the Clone Wars. She is a terrorist in the Clone Wars.
For one, we need to understand something here. Let's not forget the disaster that was the Book of Boba Fett. What was the main thing that happened at the end of season 2?
Oh my god, don't say that around Baklava.
Look, honestly, he could suck it. Let's get this out of the way. Mandalorian gives the baby Yoda and sends him away. What do we get in Book of Boba Fett? We get the
Everything is reversed.
Yeah, together at last.
Did you see the Jon Favreau quote about that? He's like, "Oh yeah, we did that between shows because they're like Mandalorian and Baby Yoda is the heart of the show, so we want to get right back into that." And it's like, surely you'd think disturbing the central dynamic of your show would be an interesting way to challenge it and let it evolve. So then,
no.
So you can make them actually coming back after like a bunch of character development be a really significant moment. No, we just need to reverse all of the impact of the last season in another show. Fuck it.
Don't be mistaken. The main reason why
God.
buy their big
We can't risk altering the central dynamic of
God,
the show
it's
whatsoever.
It's so funny because I have like
on the same level as season 1 indefinitely.
it's so crazy.
Again, guys, look at Star Wars Eclipse. I know it's a video game, blah, 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 but we have to look at here. High Republic game. Oh, no Sith, they're fighting vampires. How cool. Oh, no, but let's put Yoda there. Just to be sure, let's put Yoda there. Like, come on.
It's
What's the
like they need to let these characters go.
I don't even mind if High Republic is the new thing, which I think it should. I wouldn't even mind Yoda being there. I think Yoda just being there would be funny. But like at this point, I've just gotten so sick of everything. It's just, oh, look at Luke. Oh, look at Yoda. Oh, look at Obi-Wan. Oh, look at Leia Organa. Oh, look at Han Solo. Oh, look at Boba Fett. Oh,
Don't forget, a Star Killer show would make Disney at least a
Salacious fucking Crumb cameos in Mandalorian season 3. Salacious Crumb from Return of the Jedi. Anyone remember him?
No, I can't say anything.
Salacious fucking Crumb. You telling me you don't remember Salacious Crumb?
I don't remember. I don't pay enough attention to these movies. I only like one show from this universe.
You don't remember Salacious B. Crumb. Oh my god, you are an absolute fake fan. I'm gonna pull up an image on.
I'm not a fan. That's the thing.
For all the
Guys, again,
royal
again,
viewers.
again.
Do you guys don't?
Let's look at Dawn
I'm
of
gonna
the
send
Jedi.
you I'm gonna send you a picture of him. It's like the little gremlin guy from Return of the Jedi. There's like a bit in Mandalorian season 3 where you see like a bunch of his like family, and it's like
If there is a single soul on the planet who is more excited
The
for the
fucking-
Ahsoka show than Dawn of the Jedi, they need to be terminated. I don't get it.
dude,
Those people don't exist.
the bar for Star Wars is so low, is so astronomically low that fucking Salacious Crumb is making cameos. Salacious fucking Crumb.
Can't we get it?
I don't even.
I sent
Oh
an
my
image of him in VC text.
Look, guys, we got the Old Republic Star Wars video game. It's good to
Everything
see
needs a
other
cameo.
eras shine.
We need
Let me
keep
try to find
referencing
the
old
image.
things. We can't do anything new. This franchise,
No,
this franchise peaked in like the mid 2010s. Or not.
Rusty, you don't
this
understand.
franchise
Look,
stopped, like doing new things.
let's take the main character from Dawn of the Jedi. Let's say they're gonna be so cool. They're gonna start becoming this complete cameo fest. Let's just put it. They're gonna make even the stuff that's gonna be new is gonna eventually become Mandalorian, and it's just the cycle of how this all works. I remember a lot of people were very happy with what's it called, Marvel movies. You know, when they actually used to feel more like events. But when we started to get stuff like a Hawkeye show, we started to just not care anymore.
I mean, my
I mean-
personal jump the shark moment for Marvel was No Way Home.
My personal jump the shark.
Okay, after they brought back all of the Spider-Man villains and reduced them to needing their good boy pills, I kind of just tuned out the MCU and never looked back.
My personal jump to shark was when they changed Miss Marvel's powers. I got so pissed off, and now the comics are doing it.
My jump the shark wasn't like a one moment. It was like but rather like reading comics and changing and growing as a person. But yeah. I think the funny thing with Star Wars is is I don't think we're ever like people have like mentioned that like it's that how like prequels nostalgia is like a relatively new thing because back in like what's it like
Everyone hated the prequels.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
got ripped.
We have to actually understand.
I don't think we're ever going to get the like sequels nostalgia because like
No.
We are,
I
we
would
are
say
but
that
it won't
we're
be
getting a
nearly as,
movie.
actually no. I was gonna say it won't be nearly as strong because the sequels aren't getting like any like auxiliary content. But then I remembered we're literally getting a Rey movie, so
Look, honestly, even if the Rey movie, you can argue whether it should exist or not, but we should be happy that it is because at least it shows Disney isn't listening to awful.
at least they're going to like try and make this work. One of the most inconclusive the most incohesive trilogies work. Oh, they're all incohesive really, but they're all incohesive really. But at least they're giving like Clone Wars style. Let's build on this era.
what they need to do
Give
is
new
just
breathe
literally-
new life.
Okay,
Not
all they
just
need
that.
to do, right? If I was running Star Wars right after Episode 9 release, what I'd do, keep Mandalorian running because people like that show. Fair enough, right? What I would also do is I would invest a fuck ton of money into making a Clone Wars style anthology show, taking place in between episodes 8 and 9. It starts with the Battle of Crate, and it ends with Palpatine's announcement of revenge to the galaxy, and with the Battle of Exegol.
Very
3 seasons
interesting
long.
concept.
Right?
Guys,
Have it-
again-
have it be one of the premiere things on Disney Plus. I think that show would be sick. I don't know if it would do well because unlike fucking Star Wars Theory, I'm not gonna go on my like YouTube channel and say a General Grievous show would pull in $1 billion. Right?
I mean, it would, but
But it would be so cool if they did that. That's what I would do.
The
If
General
I-
Grievous show. Like, the funny thing is, the General Grievous show already exists. It's called The Clone Wars. The Clone Wars is literally a show that is used to utilize the concepts.
JD, we're living in a post-MCU era, so every fucking character now needs a solo project. Otherwise, they're not developed
I
enough.
can't wait for C-3PO, a Star Wars. It's gonna be big.
I think they're making that. They're making like a thing about the droids.
No, that got canceled a while back.
Oh, thank God.
But look, let's just be real. Let's just be real. We should be at least somewhat happy that this Ray movie is existing, just so they don't listen to Star Wars theory and shit. Because we
It's
definitely
the only like thing outside of like Dawn of the Jedi, which actually does sound sick, that I'm like semi excited about.
Like
Even-
sequel, like I don't think the sequels are good, but sequels or auxiliary content would probably fuck hard.
I'm just dreading the fucking appearance of Baby Yoda in that movie. I know it's gonna happen.
God. Look, Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie is gonna be an end to an era to some extent. I mean, the CW stuff, it slowly fell, not just for us, but for Disney's profit. And
Good.
yeah, honestly, they deserve it. But let's be real here. At the end of the day, I feel like what Star Wars is going to do is just gonna be giving us stuff like I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Luke Skywalker movie in between episode 5 and 6. I genuinely just would not be surprised by that at all.
I hate that. I just hate everything about that.
Okay, but, like,
so do I. It's just
why would you like the OT is literally Luke's story. You do not need a solo Luke movie
And then-
because that is
and then-
literally
And
Luke's
then he had
story.
an entire movie and the sequels dedicated to him as well. And like,
What did you think of
like,
Han
they took
Solo?
hundreds of comics. And like,
Guys,
Like he's
Do you think Solo's Star Wars movie being made was a bad idea?
I haven't seen it.
okay, so here's why I think it's a bad idea, right? CG faces.
Oh my god, fuck those.
I especially hate it because it led to
I think Litman means the
It shall not
Solo
be named.
movie, like the one they made.
yeah, the solo movie is where the CGI faces started.
Nope, the CG.
No, that was
faces
Rogue One.
started with
Actually,
with
supportingly-
PS4, with PS4 looking at like Tarkin going like. they
Did I
literally-
get it mixed up in my head? I'm sorry, like both of them are so similar to me
They
that I
were-
get them
they,
mixed in my
like,
head.
Dug up like the guy who played Tarkin. I forget his name's corpse, so we can go.
Oh!
So we can go. You may fire when ready again.
Look,
Wait,
let's
hold
be
on.
real.
And
I
he looks
just-
like a PS4 game. He literally looks like a PS4.
Solo recasting instead of doing CGI monster goblin face is really, really good. I love that. We need it more.
I just remembered. Rogue One was the one with the CGI face, and Solo was the one to actually avoid doing
I
that.
was thinking, what are you talking about? Like Solo was like the one time where like.
Yeah, I mixed them up. I'm sorry. I haven't watched either in a while. But
I literally
but
haven't
the-
watched Rogue One since I was 12.
like it's funny. It's comically funny and sad how like it's like it was a horrible idea from the jump, but it had like the one like really good thing that should have been kept, and then it just like it's the scapegoating situation where it's like, oh yeah, this movie failed for reasons completely unrelated to this good thing, so we're just gonna blame this good
Yeah.
thing.
When in reality, Solo failed because one, they released it right after the Last Jedi controversy, and I don't think Last Jedi killed Star Wars or anything, but there was huge amounts of discussion around a Star Wars thing already. So introducing another thing into that was just like you're just splitting the
Don't
fan base
forget,
of
it was
attention
in
at that point.
between
Like,
Avengers
like
and
it's not like
Infinity War.
Rogue One where it released a year after Force Awakens. It literally released within months of Last Jedi, and that's a bad
Again,
idea because it crowds
it's
up the
not
fan
even the
base.
main problem.
Also,
It-
the
it
other
was in
reason,
between
the
Avengers
other
and
reason
Infinity
is that they dropped it next to fucking Infinity War.
War. Yeah, and
Oh my god! Oh my!
To drop
It's like literally it's like
enough next to one of the most influential comic book movies of all time.
you do, guys, wait for a second. You guys do know that the Rey movie is coming out the same month as Avengers: The King's Dynasty.
Yeah, so they're making the same mistake again. That Rey movie.
well, actually, I don't think that's fair because the Kang Dynasty is probably gonna suck ass and nobody's gonna watch it. Let's be
Nobody's
real.
gonna watch it. Are you out of your
Like it's
mind?
gonna have a box office of $2, so I think it's gonna be the other way around.
JD, I wish that would be the case, but it's just not going to happen. General
It's gonna
audiences
probably.
will always eat up the MCU, no matter what.
No,
Yeah.
Quantumania and Love and Thunder say different. They both flopped.
Can't
They-
compare
they made a fuck
to an
ton of money.
Avengers movie.
Quantumania flopped.
You can't compare
Hold on,
Quantumania
let me
to
find out.
Avengers.
Let me find out. Quantumania. Okay.
Guys, you're missing the point. You can't compare it to an
budgets?
Avengers
Okay,
movie.
so it had a budget of 200 million. Don't know
Yeah,
where that
and
money
what-
even went, but that's not the point.
It went to my house, but I lost it.
Crack. And the box office was 476 million. They made double what they put into it.
Hmm.
It wasn't a
Like,
very
again-
good. It wasn't a very good success in comparison to their other stuff, but it definitely was a success. Like they made like double
Oh,
what they invested.
But can you honestly ask someone and say, like, will you see? Yeah, I'm hyped for Kang. Can you like honestly pick someone off the street and say, are they, and ask them if they're hyped for Kang? Let's be real here.
He's gonna make more money than The Force Awakens. It is. It's gonna be the big return to Marvel that everyone's excited for. And
Yeah.
let's just be real here. Fantastic Four is gonna make a lot. Deadpool 3 is gonna make a lot. They have a lot of movies that are coming out that are gonna be
I just
successful.
saw a picture of Super. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Superman Legacy.
No, I saw something more NSFW than I realized I can't mention here because you're recording.
Oh yeah, that's not too bad. But guys, look.
What is
Look.
Blur about?
Point is, Old Republic, Star Wars trilogy, and Dawn of the Jedi are the only real things I think to be truly excited about, because it feels like not just the only new things, but the only things that are innovating anything about that franchise. So unfortunate because it's so expensive, and we're just getting the same characters done again and again and again.
It's
I mean, guys, look what happened with George Lucas's prequel trilogy. Remember, everyone hated it. Second Disney bought Star Wars. They canceled Clone Wars.
it took an auxiliary content to make people like it. Like everything people liked about the prequel trilogy is literally just because of TCW. It's
Yeah.
literally just
The prequels are so weird because like they're just like completely bad movies, right?
Yeah, one of the worst
They
of
look
film
really- They
history.
look really weird. They have bad dialogue, yada yada yada. But like the story itself, like on paper, is so good.
Because we forget the
Like,
main
like,
motive of the
genuinely,
this is
set-
they
like,
want to
dude.
pay taxes.
The quote from George Lucas where he's like, the Empire didn't rise up because of some like coup or like an attack. It rose up because like democracy like rested on its laurels and like elected evil into power. That's like genuinely so
Yeah.
like profound.
And I love how it
And it's
critiques
like,
the Jedi.
and it's like if they had actually good dialogue and like if they could turn that incredibly well done story into an actually good script, they would have had like top 3 trilogies of all time.
I know you guys noticed this. I know this is not going to be new information, but you do realize that prequel fans don't even know the plots of these movies.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
I remember seeing the
Really
Reddit post blew
insane.
up. When the First Order recruits children, it's bad. When the Jedi Order recruits children, it's good. Saying like, isn't this so hypocritical of you, Star Wars? I bet you didn't think this through. And it's like, no, the entire point was that like that wasn't good.
Like
Yeah.
the marriage
Pulling children
thing.
away from their homes at young ages and forcing like a religion onto them is like not a good thing to do, and it created Anakin Skywalker who like killed all of them.
But guys, I know I don't want to. I know we've been mentioning people like Star Wars Theory a lot, but I have to mention this because 99% of prequel fans are like it. When the new Star Wars game is getting a female lead, he brought up like, yeah, of course I'd love to play as a guy, but it doesn't matter. He never once brought up the idea that what about the woman playing this game? It didn't even come. The topic didn't even come to him. It's like he really does gatekeep Star Wars. I remember he said multiple times that sequel fans, their opinion does not matter as much as prequel fans because they don't know these characters as much as prequel fans.
prequel fans don't even know their own characters. They don't even get the fucking point.
Realize is that like, oh cool, you can name like 500 obscure lore facts about fucking Anakin Skywalker and Salacious Crumb. Whoop-de-doo. But you barely understand the actual point Lucas was making with the movies, so like, good work.
If you went to Star Wars Theory right now and said, was Episode 3 about critiquing the Jedi, he would say no.
Do you
And
remember-
that
do
is
you remember when all these people got mad when Disney labeled the prequel era as the fall of the Jedi?
the
all
fall of the
time?
Jedi. That's exactly
Is
what
it-
it is.
Exactly the point. That's literally the entire appeal.
Fucking happened. And like, these are the people Star Wars is pandering to now. It's insane.
Again, guys, look at it this way. The High Republic, when the Jedi were at their high peak, when they were actually good guardians of the universe, whatever, and then we have the fall of the Jedi. The prequel fans don't get that. Even the new video game, Jedi Survivor, it's supposed to show that. the villain, right? He's a Jedi from the High Republic who made it to the modern day. Is like the Jedi suck. They fell off, and their idiocracy let the galaxy fall to this empire. The High
They
Republic.
literally like exposed a child to war until he started to hold fascist beliefs.
No,
And then that fascist child just fucking killed them all because he became a fascist.
it's such a Mary Sue, but 9-year-old Anakin. This is
the funniest
bodies.
thing in those movies is when like Anakin like goes to Yoda like an emotional wreck, going like, I'm really worried Padme's gonna die. She means like so much to me." And he's
Oh no! Shut up, bitch.
And he's just like, "Let her die, you must."
Jedi were good people. Are you
And then like prequel fans watch that and say, "Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the Jedi Order."
Are you sure? And how dare they call it the fall of the Jedi? That's actually like so rude and disrespectful.
Yeah, I can't see what about the Jedi was wrong here. They clearly.
Oh no! Don't forget Mace Windu murdering a child's father right in front of his eyes by decapitation.
Oh yeah, and then Clone Wars he just says, "Oh yeah, deal with it." Lol.
What's especially funny is like at the end of this arc, which has the Fall of the Jedi in, which supposedly didn't happen, ends with a movie called Return of the Jedi. Like what?
No, Christy, don't forget in the Clone Wars.
If the Jedi didn't fall, what the fuck would they be returning from?
Again, don't forget, guys. In the Clone Wars, Boba Fett is like, Mace Windu, I will never forgive you what you did to. I will never forgive for what you did to my father. He meant a lot to me. And Mace Windu's like, well, you're gonna have to. It's like, it's exact words. It's insane.
The Clone Wars also says like, Clone Wars has this Jedi explicitly say, "Oh wait, maybe we've been getting too involved in this war, and we've let crime run rampant across the galaxy." What are you supposed to take from that, if not that the Jedi are like corrupt?
In the first movie, the Jedi are literally like made aware of a slave trade and do nothing to stop it.
For real. It's literally insane. They didn't care about anything. And remember that huge complaint that always happens to The Last Jedi. I wish Luke came and destroyed all the AT-ATs with his force powers and killed everyone there.
It's like they ended up getting like brutally murdered for that.
Exactly. It's insane. I really like honestly, we should at least give Disney a little bit of a pat on the back for not listening to these prequel fans. For honestly, I hate to say it, but they do have balls for calling it the Fall of the Jedi, and I appreciate that. Sucks because it's literally just what the movie.
They don't have balls for calling the like prequel like what it was intended to be.
I mean, yeah, I know, but they knew the majority would be upset about it, and it's just something I'm surprised that they would do. They are taking risks to an extent, and
to a very loose extent.
A very loose extent, yes. But again, we have to look back what happened when Disney bought Lucasfilm. Clone Wars canceled. Let's make it Rebels. Let's make everything back to the originals. Let's make the Force Awakens have stormtroopers like the originals. Let's make Kylo Ren the new Darth Vader. It's something they did very much on purpose to get rid of that. The second the prequels got back to being popular, now let's make an Obi-Wan show. Now let's make what's it called? The Clone Wars 7th season.
Yeah, I think the 7th season was probably one of the better things to come out of that because it actually allowed the show to have its proper ending. But
yeah.
You know, even if a majority of the season sucked until the final arc, which was actually the ending.
Yeah.
But we live in a world where people will say Hayden Christensen's Anakin is a better written character than the Clone Wars one. I don't get it.
Oh my god, I can't believe anyone who's like, if you tell me that, then I'm just gonna like ignore you. Because I don't think your opinions on media deserve to be like ever considered. If you consider Hayden Christensen's Anakin to even be good.
There are people who will say The Last Jedi is an objectively bad film, but will look at Anakin, say that, and be like, perfect. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't even finish my sentence. It's just, how do we live in this world?
What George Lucas needed was someone to iron out his concepts.
We really do. I'm not gonna say
really did. He
I'm not
really
gonna say
did.
He needed.
Then
He
it's
needed-
I think-
okay, what he needed to do is he just needed to like get back with his wife.
Yeah, here's like,
JD, no, JD, do you know about?
There's
JD,
no
do you know
underwear
about that?
space.
JD,
I don't know that.
Okay,
I
so
don't know deep Star Wars lore.
Okay, so the first cut of A New Hope, he his first cut, he test screened it and people hated it.
Yeah, they fucking
Right?
hated it.
And then like I think him and his wife did like a last minute recut of the movie, and like it's what the movie was now. Pretty much everything in the original trilogy, Lucas had someone with him. Like say Irvin Kershner, for example, like pretty much co-made Empire Strikes Back with him. I can't remember who made Return of the Jedi with him, but I know someone did. Like Lucas only directed A New Hope, and that was saved in the edit by his wife.
Remember, guys, what happened? A New Hope began with Luke just doing desert stuff,
Yeah.
but they're like, no, that's not how this shit opens. It's a blockbuster.
Okay.
And it starts with the ship. I mean, I'm not going to doubt George Lucas is a talented man. He is a very talented man, but
Oh, no,
he
he's,
just...
like, he is like genuinely like a complete visionary, but like sometimes he just it's just
Yeah, he
I
struggles.
think, I think he's a great I think he's a very great ideas guy. Like I think he has good ideas, but I don't think he has good he can't put those ideas to paper.
I know it
For
feels
sure.
like I'm going to
He
quote...
can't write dialogue. He can't write. He can't make characters believable or make action engaging, but he can write concepts. And I think
Again.
someone needs to translate those concepts into a consumable piece of media.
Again, I know I'm probably just going to quote that one
Also,
video
Lucas
that...
is like an absolute
confident
like,
in
master
my
of,
value.
like, visual
What
design.
is the plot of Star Wars The Phantom Menace? Literally, what is it? What's the plot of that movie?
Yeah, the Phantom Menace is so weird because
It is one of
it
the worst
serves almost no relevance other to establish Anakin's backstory, which you could do with literally, give it like a 5-minute recap.
Qui-Gon
Rey
death-
is a
Qui-Gon's
dude
death
who
was a
didn't
pretty
do
significant
anything to
turning
be
point.
powerful, but Anakin... This is pod
Qui-Gon dying
racing.
was a
Rub
pretty
destroys the
significant
separate...
turning
Yeah,
point.
you could shorten that plotline. You could shorten that a lot.
Anakin
It's like an-
destroying the Winter Hulk at 9 years old is good, but Rey doing some basic stuff is bad.
Yeah.
Not
You
misogyny.
know that? Okay. Can I make a comparison here? You know,
Sure, go ahead.
the Phantom Menace point. You know the fuck. Okay, everyone here has seen Across the Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah.
Can we put up a spoiler?
No,
warning?
do not bother doing that. There are people watching this.
Can we put up a spoiler warning or something?
Sorry, we're gonna have to. This video is reaching like 47 minutes, so I think we should come to an ending point anyway, because like I don't want to spend like 5 million years uploading this.
Yeah, let's come to
Alright,
an
fair
end.
enough.
Let me just end this off here. Let's just end it off on a positive way. How to make Star Wars better. We need to scrap this
New
stuff.
saga.
Auxiliary sequels thing, and then go on to something new. That's
We
it.
need more risks like Dawn of the Jedi. We just need that.
Yeah.
I think that is a perfect way to do Star Wars. More unique stories to tell in this huge, vast world. And maybe Disney will do it. They probably won't. But let's see how Dawn of the Jedi turns out. That's, I think, my hope for Star Wars. Personally.
Yeah.
And I think that is a good way to end this Krusty and Friends.
Alright.
So,
Yeah, I agree. You just gotta like not recycle the Skywalkers over and over and over and over and over again. It's been 40 years since these characters were introduced. Let them rest.
You know,
Good night.
good night, everyone, and bye forever.